I've gone viral, or is that vile? Take a look.
What's very important is the president trying to establish lawlessness in the United States. That's a big
Democrats
issue.
said George Bush did the same, Congresswoman. I'm just saying, each side claiming it, waste of time. Waste of time.
So what we need to do is defund the executive branch, number one, and then impeach
think about what you're saying. Defund the executive branch. Congresswoman, if Democrats had said, we're going to just defund President Bush, we're going to defund the executive, you would laugh them out. And so you should have then. And I think Democrats would be in their right mind to laugh you out now. Defund them.
Listen, the House has the power of the purse. This isn't a small power. We can do this, but we can do something further. I hear your frustration.
All right,
what we can do further is impeach the elected officials that have broken the law.
Rome's burning and you're filing. All right, with all respect to the good Congresswoman, for whom I have great admiration, the bottom line is now is not the time to sue, especially a lawsuit that's going to go nowhere. We just know that, right? You don't have to be Perry Mason. No, it's a waste of time. What you have to be is a human being to see all the other fires that are burning concurrently. Iraq out of control. The Veterans Administration, a complete and total mess. Immigration now so bad that hundreds, thousands of kids are coming here without their parents, and we have to decide what to do with them. So much is going on right now. And Republicans' best response for the time being is we're going to sue you, Mr. President, because of all your executive orders. I'm not saying they're to blame for the mess. I am saying both parties are to blame for the mess. And both parties, by throwing political broadsides past each other, are not doing anything to address the mess. To the Fox Biz All-Stars, David Asman, Sabrina Schaefer, Charlie Kirk. Charlie, begin with you. What do you think of this approach to sue? I mean, it might be a valid argument. We don't like your executive orders. I think it's a waste of time. What say you?
Yeah, I agree with you. And you know what's most disappointing about this is my generation especially is experiencing a war on us. There's a war on youth right now. Trillions of dollars of debt being pushed on my generation. Job opportunities that are really non-existent. And what is the GOP doing? They're suing President Obama. Is that really the most important thing for them to do right now? Now, look, they might have a lot of legitimate claims, and they probably do. 66% of Obamacare has been changed. But when my generation and the youth and also the rest of the country is pretty much in flames, and this is the most important thing that they do, I think it's rather disappointing.
Sabrina.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. Look, this puts into sharp relief why public opinion towards Congress and towards the president as well is so low. It's in the toilet. Look, I was disappointed, actually, in Michelle Bachmann. I really have seen her as someone who stands for small R Republican values, limited government, personal responsibility, self-improvement, virtue. These are important values, but we get distracted from those when we're having this kind of political theater that I think we need to push aside.
David, you disagree.
I disagree wholeheartedly. Now, Sabrina's brilliant. You're not bad yourself. But the fact of the matter, I'll give you 3 specific reasons why I disagree. One, the Supreme Court just had a decision today. The recess appointments that the president has made are illegal. It's not me saying this. This is the Supreme Court saying illegal. 2, I have a book in my hand by Andrew McCarthy, all kinds of reasons why, in his mind, the president should be impeached.
Oh, come
These
on.
reasons are
Please,
going. Hold on a
please.
second. Allow me to finish my statement. The third is John Turley, who is a liberal Democrat. John Turley said, and I'm quoting him, "There's no license for going it alone in our system." John Turley, mind you, a Democrat who voted for Obama. I think the president has crossed the constitutional line. John Turley, Andrew McCarthy, and the Supreme Court of the United States, and David Asman respectfully disagree.
Did you have this view, David, when George Bush was president and issued far more executive orders?
It's yes and no.
No,
the
I don't
fact
remember
is,
you did.
Hold on a second. The fact is that what President Bush did was to put forth these executive orders. What this president is changing the laws. With Obamacare, he's not issuing orders. He's actually changing the specifics of the law, and that's illegal.
Okay, fine, but suing it, that's going to go nowhere fast, and time's a wasting, right?
The Supreme Court is deciding on these suing issues.
Sabrina.
They're deciding against the president, Sabrina.
Sabrina.
I'm sympathetic to David because I think that we all agree that we have this ballooning, administrative state, and the executive powers have just gotten out of control. I mean, let's remember, executive orders are supposed to be limited to times of war and extreme circumstances, not to set major policy agendas, and I think that's what we're all responding to, right? And certainly Michelle Bachmann is responding to. I think the problem is that when the political theater pushes out the real conversation about what needs to happen, and I think that's where the divide is.
Well, that's what I worry. And Kid David, we raised a number of valid points. Believe me, you can go this go-it-alone executive order strategy, regardless of the president. I worry about its increasing frequency over the years. But that's neither here nor there. What I most am concerned about is how it looks. I mean, if you're just looking at the political fallout from that, Charlie Kirk, what I'm hearing, and your generation might be saying is, all right, so what are the Republicans doing for us? Oh, I see. They're suing the President of the United States. They're suing the White House. A lot of good that's going to do us.
Precisely, and I agree with the other guest is that the president has been attributing a lot of lawlessness amongst his actions the last 5 years, but will suing him really stop that? And then look at the fallout. What are the American populace going to look at this? The headlines in the New York Times and the Washington Post today is GOP sues President Obama. Is that really the message that the GOP wants going into the midterm elections?
If you're going to rely on the Washington Post and the New York Times to support the GOP, you're going to be waiting for a long time.
That's what the American people read.
Are they suing the President of the United States or not? They are. And you believe for perfectly valid reasons.
Other people sued the President of the United States over the NLRB illegal appointments, and the Supreme Court voted with them. David, you're one of the best
people at math I know. You know the billions that we are adding to our debt each and every day, the waste, the fraud, and the abuse. You have a son who serves our country proudly, and you know the mess that's going on at the Veterans Administration. Don't you think addressing either of those gains precedence over talking about the legalese of whether the president should issue an executive order?
But the president is about to act on his own on immigration. He's going to send out the message to Central America, where my wife is from, and South America, that the borders are open. He's going to do that on his own. He doesn't care whether he's violating a law or not. He has to be stopped.
David, and believe me, I know there's a lot of contempt for the president right now, increasingly to this point on the left, but I just think that there are better ways to use your time and energy. Sabrina, that's all I'm saying.
Yeah, no, I think we're sort of stuck between a rock and a hard place, because every time David speaks, I want to agree with him. The challenge is
I wouldn't
that
go
I think
far.
he's also a man who wants sort of practical responses. What can we actually do right now to change the economy? What can we actually do to improve veterans affairs? How can we, rein in the violence that's going on in Iraq right now?
When when John Turley, who is a liberal Democrat, voted for Obama, and the Supreme Court are against him on this issue, saying he is acting against the law.
Then here's what I want you to do.
I say it's time to sue.
Here's what I want you to do. Next Republican president comes in and Democrats are chasing he or she down for abuse of executive orders, I better see you first in line saying sue the SOB.
I have never seen a president violate laws that are already voted on by Congress as this president has. Start with Obamacare.
You dodged it. Will you be consistent on this issue?
Of course.
Charlie Kirk, final word on this.
The last thing that I will say is, look, I agree that this president has been lawless, but this won't stop him. I think the GOP needs to win the messaging war and not just get involved in these political grandstanding. If they put forth real solutions and
then you can worry about rebuilding the house.
The American people will not buy that. We will lose electorally if we continue this kind of strategy.
Put out the fire.
Yeah, we didn't start the fire. But
that's right.
It was always burning. I had no idea. Or when we come back, we're going to get your reaction to this. You can use hashtag Cavuto. You can email us at cavuto@foxbusiness.com as well. We're already getting quite a bit as it is. In the meantime, though, ISIS. What's going on with this terrorist group that has